So it's time to change the radiator fluid. Haven't done it, just hit it to 100,000 miles. Figured I'd show everyone what I'm gonna do. Basically, a couple things that you need to know. It's your radiator cap. Make sure your engine is cold when you do this, folks. Don't try to do it hot. Just trust me on it. And then this is your coolant overflow tank. It stores extra. First thing we gotta do is drain everything out. So we're gonna go ahead and open things up to relieve the pressure up on top. Just push down and turn, and there we go. Voila! So now when we open things up underneath, it won't be near as bad. Alright, so we're underneath the front of the vehicle. This is the back of the air dam. I'm on the passenger side looking at the driver's side. You can see there's a little valve right here with the petcock sticking off. I've got my bucket underneath, got a 5-gallon, that should hold it. I have a 2-inch lift, so I didn't have to jack my vehicle up in order to get this underneath, so be prepared for that. All you do is hopefully just turn this guy counterclockwise. Anyways, I'll get a wrench, turn that counterclockwise, we'll let it drain out. Now be careful, this is going to hit this wire or this loom and just go everywhere. Obviously water on wire is bad, so while I'm at it I'm going to see if I've got a hose I can stick on there so it'll help aim it in here and not corrode all this stuff while I'm draining it. So I tried to loosen up a little bit with the wrench. Now when I turn it counterclockwise, and by the way I was not able to find a tube, so I'm just going to have to move the wire out of the way. Voila. There you go. You can see it will make a big mess. And just moving it out of the way with my hand. And also use the restroom before you do this, because this will make you want to do it if you haven't. Alright, so just be prepared to sit down here for a while. Okay, so I've let it drain for a while. What I went ahead and did, and I didn't film because it was boring, is I just took some distilled water. Got this at the local grocery store, and I flushed it through. I started with the reservoir just to get any junk out of there, and then I also went and did it through the spout right here where the thermostat is. And then something else I did is I went through and get it in focus, because there's this little spigot right here, and it basically has this little guy down in it, and this is actually one of the highest spots, or it is the highest spot on the engine. But if you look at the cooling system, it's one of the highest spots. It's pretty even with right here, but that is going to be where air is going to get trapped, because if you notice it comes up and then comes back down. So as you fill this up, you want to make sure this is open. This was actually fairly hard to get off. I used an Allen wrench, but even using an Allen wrench, it was rather difficult. So what I had to do in order to break it, just a little trick. I try to hammer first, but you can actually take a wrench, put it on here, and this will give you extra leverage. And then that gets it a little further out, extra leverage, breaks it free. I was trying to be careful as I could, because this does look like aluminum. I don't know if it is or isn't, but now that I've said that it is, it probably isn't. But I thought it was aluminum, so I didn't want it to break or anything like that. So I ran a bunch of water through. I'm going to close it up now, and I'm going to start mixing water and antifreeze. Antifreeze, I'm just using the Mopar. I figure whatever's coming from the factory, from what I've read, is pretty good. So as you can see, I'm doing a couple other projects as well. I just did the oil and the differentials, and gotta do the brakes next, and exhaust gasket leak and spark plugs, brain fart. So I'm gonna mix this up. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. Actually, no, I don't need to. It's already 50-50 pre-diluted, so I can just pour this stuff right in, and we should be good to go. So now we're just gonna close this guy up, There we are, it's in the same position up and down as it was before. It's all the way in. This is it's about half full, so I'm hoping to actually have enough fluid because I thought I was going to have to dilute it. So we'll see. So, got it filled, had just enough. The overflow over there is right at the factory mark. There's actually, that pen mark was from the factory, I guess, where they left it, but on the side right here, there's actually a minimum and max. That's right in the middle where it's at. The cap is full, and even right here, take out this little guy. Where is it? There it is. Even that little guy's full, all the air bubbles are out. So, I'm going to cap it, call it a day. So if you got any questions, just leave them below. Pretty simple, you can do this at home, save yourself a lot of money. I used 2 gallons. It wasn't a complete flush, I didn't hook it up to a garden hose and all that stuff, or run a bunch of distilled water through it, but it's better than nothing. And it's got 100,000 miles, it needed it. This stuff was pretty bad. I've already refilled one of the bottles. And yes, I am taking all this back to be disposed of properly. And I gotta figure out what to do because that one's still got a little bit left I don't want to waste. So I'm sure once I run it for a little bit, it'll go down and get rid of some of the air bubbles in the system, and I can cap it off with that, or top it off, and then I can dump that into that and be done. So, finito! Ay!